And they are off.
Yeah, they are.
Hartford looking a little bit scrappy. It looks like Keble are closing them quite quickly there. Pembroke pulling away. I'd say Keble are down to within a length already, it looks like. They've had a much tidier start, although they're now looking scrappy as they try and settle onto their rhythm.
Yeah, they're into that dirty water now, so it's going to be difficult for them to keep a cool head and settle down.
See the gap either side of Wolfson are closing. Wolfson are closing on Oriel, but Christchurch are closing on Wolfson. So this is indeed going to be a close little three-boat fight. Down to just under a length there by the look of it between Christchurch and Wolfson as they come under Donington Bridge. We'll have to see what's happening with that fight on the other side of the bridge. Here we go. So yes, we can see Pembroke walking away at the top of the division. Keble not really gaining on Hertford anymore. And then this gap between Wolfson and Oriel continues to close. I think Wolfson might now starting to push away from Christchurch and really put the pressure onto Oriel. And we see Magdalen rowing along. Started bung line 9. Don't know if University have caught them yet. They might have done, they might not. The Cox isn't looking round, suggests they're not too close behind. So, and that looks like Wolfson are really starting to put the pressure on Oriel now. So we see some slightly interesting steering from the Christchurch Cox, taking a very wide line, and I think Oriel might be about to hit the bank if they're not careful. Was that a concession? There we go. That's definitely a concession from Oriel, and Oriel have crashed. That's not going to go well for them. So that means Christchurch are probably going to catch Oriel as well, and if they can't get going again, oh, they've got themselves out. They've tangled it with Wolfson. See, they left it too late. They should have let Wolfson have it, because they're probably now going to get caught by Christchurch as well. As they're now having to have the rudder hard on to get around, and I think that's a concession to Christchurch as well. Down 2 places for Oriel. And we can see that is Magdalen at the back, so that suggests that the University have bumped Magdalen, as we see Oriel stopping in the tree, so they haven't made it around the gut corner. So potentially Balliol could come up and catch them as well, as we see Christchurch clearing, getting well out of the racing line and stopping over at Longbridges. This has not been a good race for Oriel. And there is University College having bumped out. They're paddling down at the back. They'll be very happy to have hauled themselves up into Women's Division 1. We can see there that's New College and Magdalen making their way around the corner, I think. And we'll see if Oriel have managed to get themselves going again. And that's Balliol walking away. Oh, I say walking away. There's about a length between Balliol and New College. So New College have closed on them slightly. It looks like Oriel have managed to get going again. Let's see how far they have managed to pull. Have they managed to stay? How much of a gap have we got between Balliol and Oriel now? And we can see them now. That's what would you call that? 2.5, 3 lengths, something like that?
3 lengths.
3 lengths.
Yeah. I'm closing.
Have to see if Oriel can keep it clean for the rest of the race. And we go back up to the top now. We see Pembroke more or less holding station on Hertford. The thing is, when you're head of the river, especially on the first day, you don't want to go too hard. So long as you can comfortably keep the crew at least a length behind you, you don't need to push any harder than that, really. It's better to have a comfortable race and let them tire themselves out. But I have to say, considering the scrappy start, Hertford look like they're finishing very strongly in this race.
They have got themselves together. They're looking very, very strong there, nice and tidy. Oh, not that one.
I think that's what we're seeing. This Hertford crew certainly seems to have a lot of power in it. It's just not quite as polished as they might like it. And Keble definitely seem to have dropped back. I'm not sure what's happened to them. Did they manage to catch Hertford, or have they simply managed to? Have they simply dropped off the back of them? I guess we'll find out shortly. But I think Pembroke are going to row over fairly comfortably at the top of this division to hold on to the headship for another day.
A lot of clear water between these first two crews, though.
Yes, we see, I'm not sure, I think that's Christchurch and University College paddling up past Longbridges now on their return to their boathouses. And we see that's New College on Balliol. So Balliol taking a very wide line here. They're sitting out in the stream, which is not really where you want to be. So if New College is sensible, they will stay quite tight to the bank and wait until they're well alongside Balliol before they do anything about it, because they're not quite overlapping yet.
No,
The worst thing that New College can do now is start trying to chase Balliol. Although, intriguingly, Balliol probably want to start thinking about running away to the other side of the river just to make New College's life more difficult. But sitting out in the middle of the stream, vaguely near the towpath bank, is not the right thing for them to do. And are they starting to steer right now? That's a concession. Okay, I thought they might have been able to run away from that one.
Yeah, I thought they were going to try and go across.
But well done to New College. They've managed to bump Balliol. So a fair amount of movement in this division. We've seen Oriel drop 2, we've seen New College bump up on Balliol, and we've seen University bump on Magdalen. So I think the only crew left to really see is Magdalen. As I say that, here they come now, making their way up towards the head of the river. And I think Magdalen are now the only crew left that's still on the course, so they've just got a few more strokes to go until they are clear of the finish line, and then that will be the end of racing here on Tuesday of the Summit Torpids 2021.